Welcome back. Today's video, the weekly market update for the first week of April, and got some pretty good news because I think crypto is going to go up. So I'm going to show you some very, very good charts in this video, starting off with Bitcoin dominance. And Bitcoin dominance looks like we're approaching resistance very, very soon to that 48.45% resistance right here, which if you know anything about crypto and you've been here a little while, that means that alts are probably going to rally because Bitcoin dominance has really gone on an absolute tear last week, and it is time for the alts now. Normally Bitcoin leads and the alts follow. Sometimes Bitcoin can lead and the alts don't follow because the whales are going into Bitcoin as a safe haven, generally speaking within crypto terms anyway. But in this instance, people have been going into Bitcoin because they see it's a good value. At this point, inflation's going down. That was the peak last year in November in terms of inflation data globally. And now they're going into crypto, getting ready to accumulate a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum for 2023. Next bull run begins 2024. That's sort of the rough dates I have in my head, but I'm going to show you some good charts. So anyway, going back to this BTC dominance chart, resistance coming very soon. Maybe this is the peak and we start to go down. Despite that, alts are due for a rally. If we have a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has actually done really, really good of actually maintaining this 28K region here. Very, very surprising actually, because when we started to go up to about 27.5K, 28K, I started to think to myself, okay, well, how long are we going to stay up here? Are we going to stay up here for a day or two and then come back down and get a really sharp decline? We didn't actually. We've actually been up for almost 2 weeks now, just really hovering between that, 26.5K to a high of 29K. What that is telling you is that Bitcoin is not getting sold off. They're actually holding onto their Bitcoin, which is quite surprisingly, because normally when you have a break of the resistance area, which is right here, you finally have your break, you will normally at some point come back and test the break, the initial break. Now, I still do think that's going to happen at some point and Bitcoin will more than likely bounce off of it, but it's just surprising to me to see how long we've been staying above that cut through the resistance area for so long. So, I mean, right now we're holding on. It's probably going to continue for the foreseeable future around this area here. If we keep going, we're probably going to go to about a 35K Bitcoin, which would be this area here, right here, this resistance area as we start to approach it. So no, maybe not 35K, call it 32.5-ish. This will be the next area of resistance for Bitcoin, but baby steps, guys, baby steps. Remember, bull run starts in 2024. If we have a look at Ethereum, I love talking about Ethereum, and Ethereum is really gearing up for a beautiful run. So here's Ethereum. This is the USDT chart. Draw a bit of scribble on it. I will go through it very slowly with you guys, but basically what you need to know, similar to Bitcoin, but lagging in terms of an indicator. Normally, Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. For now, Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. But what I love about Ethereum is look at what Ethereum's low was. Ethereum's low was the 20th of June, right? That was really good. When was Bitcoin's low, guys? Do you know it? Do you know it? It was November last year. So there was the low of Bitcoin, 15.5, November 23rd, right? That's right here. This was your low, okay? So Ethereum did not have to go for a low in November. If you look at Ethereum's low in November, that was right here at around 1100 USD for one ETH, right? It didn't have to break to that $880 that it did in June. That's strength. That's telling you that despite the crash that happened in November, which all the American stocks did and Bitcoin did, Ethereum didn't. Hence, it's actually looking at a more lower risk, and whales are holding on their Ethereum more than they're holding on their Bitcoin, which is a very, very, very bullish when the bull run comes. And that's why I keep saying Ethereum is just an absolute beast. Look at this, guys. Never even came back to test, guys. Never even had to come back to test at $870. Never. Just went right there. Didn't even come close to it. Came out at $1,100. That was the low in November. Fantastic, right? Really, really good. But like I said, right now, Bitcoin is outperforming ETH, but I expect ETH to start to move very soon. There's your bull flag formation right here. So you start to get that, and we have a break of the trend, and we're just going through this channel right here. So there's your channel. We're squeezing, and where are we going? We're squeezing right at the top now. We're pushing, we're trying to get through really, really hard. We're trying to get through right here. Look how much times we're going up, guys. Okay, you're getting lower lows, but then you get your break, and then you get your lows here that are higher than this low here. So hopefully that is making sense to you. I'll put it in plain English. Ethereum, strong, yes. Get Ethereum, very good. Even if it goes down, you're still gonna get it at a very good price. I promise you, in a year, you're gonna be happy you bought it at this price. I don't say that about many things, I promise you, but Ethereum is just so juicy. Will there be other alts that outperform Ethereum? Of course, but I wouldn't know which which ones right now. I do have a bit of a guess, but they can change because we still have not started the next stage of the bull run. So what looks strong today might not look strong in 12 months time, right? You can look at my YouTube history. Chiliz was going off 24 cents and now it was 11 cents, and people always bitching and moaning and all this stuff about their altcoins outperforming, underperforming, because they're just too volatile. You don't know it at that point until the next bull run starts and you start to see what the narrative is and what are the leading alts pushing forward. They're the ones you want, but we won't know that until the time comes. If we have a look at quickly total market caps, there is your resistance area at around that $1.18 trillion. Total market cap 2, you can see bouncing off the 50, and there it is, some resistance there, and it just looks like we're just churning our way. Look, funneling our way through, okay? Funneling our way through, bouncing, trying to break through this resistance area. You can see it's trying to push higher. Total market cap 3, there it is, bouncing off the 50% at around that $370 billion mark right here, and there you go again, bouncing off it nicely, trying to go up. All right, let's have a look at some alts. Now, I do cover alts in my YouTube channel, generally speaking, on its own merit. So one video talking about the altcoin in general. So I'm going to give you some very quick fires here, and just to keep you guys a little bit interested, and as we see. So I covered ADA on my last video. I will link that above, but this one still looks really, really good. Resistance coming in at around that, what is that, 42 cents, call it, around about there. Look for Cardano to face resistance there. If it does, it's going to go much higher. But you can see Cardano finally starting to pull through, and it's one of the leading alts right now, chasing the gains, and that's going to be a good altcoin should this rally to continue. That's going to be a good altcoin to get. APT, now this one has been extremely volatile, but what I love about APT is that it never had to come back to its single digits, right? Well, it did a little bit at $9, just 90 cents, call it there, but never really had to come back. You had your rip, okay? You had your down, you had your dump. Support did eventually come in at around that $10 mark, and we never had to test $10 again. So that is strength. The only thing I don't like about it at the moment is that we're still breaking our 50%. It's still slogging through. But in terms of a long-term hold, as of right now, I love APT because it didn't have to test the $3, the $4, the $5, the $6, the $7. It didn't have to. Now, it might test it in a future video, but right now, it's actually not. And that, hence, for now, as of this recording, that's bullish. And there's a few more cryptos, but the last one that I want to show you just for this video is XRP. If you look at XRP, this is a crypto I did as well. I'll link my video above, but just touching base with this one, there's your double top player at around that, what is that, 56 cents, call it. So there it is right there, and there it is there. You get your marginally higher high at around that 58 cents, comes back down, gets sold off, and you make your profits. And it does try to go a few times, but again, marginally higher highs, right? There's your wicks just barely going above it. You can see momentum is getting exhausted. Whales aren't pumping this anymore. You can see it, retail's buying this and they're getting dumped on. But it looks like some support is coming right now for XRP. I say right now because one of the things I'm looking at right now is, of course, the wicks on the downside to it, on the bottom, right? That's showing that it should have been selling lower, but people are buying it. And what you're looking for is either very, very low volume selling, so sort of like this, or you're looking for very, very high volume, which is like this, but a low spread. So basically the price isn't going down much despite a very high attempted sell-off, which means that they're buying up that price because they know it's a good price. We have to wait for another 12 hours, but if you have a chart, pay attention to your volume and have a look using Wyckoff methodologies, and that will tell you whether or not that is a strong candle. I do have to emphasize though that XRP is still on the downtrend, right? You're still going down. So you're betting against the trend, but if you see enough volume come in and you put an aggressive stop loss on it, it could be one of those low risk, high reward plays. You know, your stop loss only has to really be, I mean, everyone will have to make their own decision, but your stop loss only has to be roughly here, right? You buy your XRP somewhere here, hoping for a good pump, and there's your stop loss. And I mean, your stop loss is, what is that? That's around, your stop loss is around 4%, 4%. Okay. So you have to make that decision if you're willing to risk 4% for a nice juicy, any between 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, depending on how high you reckon it can go once it starts blowing that 56 cent mark. But yeah, I'm going to cover more alts on my YouTube channel. So subscribe to the channel, notification bell, because crypto can run really quickly. So make sure you hit the notification bell. Those videos are very, very important to watch when I do upload them. So again, that's the market update. Bullish trend to continue. April is going to be a good month unless something catastrophe happens, but I don't see it for the foreseeable future. But yeah, April is going to be a good month. Start stocking up on some Ethereum, Bitcoin, maybe some selected alts, but always be careful with alts because they still can crash and burn. We are not in the start of the bull run, but the downtrend has finished overall in a macro view. November was the low. Now we're on our way upwards from here. Till then, everyone, I'll catch you in the next video.